Do you guys have a name?
Yes, there you go. All the information is right in there. I'm the leader and originator of the band. It's called Blue Haze over New York.
Blue Haze over New York.
Yes, sir.
That's beautiful. Welcome back, viewers, and today we got a special treat. We're going to go in and look at a show by Rodney Dickson at GASSER and Grunert, and that's Rodney's Kawasaki 500. Let's take a look at the show. We'll come in and take a quick sweep around the gallery. Well, I will tell you, viewers, that there is a oleo, there is a smell part to this show that unfortunately we can't capture for you on video. But we're going to drag Rodney along with us and get him to talk to us about some of the paintings. So come and talk to us about the show, Rodney.
Yeah, I heard you say that you could smell it. I wish I could smell it. I can't smell it because
you can't smell it
like this all the time. But people tell me.
So does mine. This still smells good.
I would like to be able to smell it, but I can't smell it. But anyway, so most of the paintings here, well, all of the paintings here are done in the last 2 years, and most of them are done this year, which is rare for me. I usually spend a long time working at these paintings.
What kind of oil paint are you using, Rodney? Is this a Utrecht or
Dick Blick?
Dick Blick?
And the white paint is Utrecht. So it won't go yellow, I hope.
So on a typical painting like this one, how long do you work on this?
These paintings take up to a year, but that's not working at them every day.
Right, you let them dry out a little bit and...
but a lot of the ones here have been done quicker than that, but that particular one might have taken up to a year.
Okay. Do they have titles?
No, because I don't want to influence what people think about them, you know?
Okay, well, we'll take a look at this one at an angle so you can have a chance to experience some of the...
paint on them, as you can see.
Right, this is probably 2-3 inches, maybe more of paint, right? How much would something like this weigh? This has got to be 150, 200 pounds.
Yeah, I can't lift it on my own. It's two people struggle with it.
You know, we had a viewer from the UK, I told you about him, that actually was surfing the internet and came across your images, and he actually said that he thought that the work related to some of the London school, people like Arbach and Kosloff and some of those people. What do you think about that relationship?
I like those guys' work, and you know, I went to art college in Liverpool, so I was aware of
Liverpool
for a long time. Yeah, I think it's an obvious connection to make. You know, I don't think my work looks like theirs exactly. I think we're dealing with different subjects, but the paint handling and stuff, I think, is a obvious connection. You know?
Let's move along over this way. And you've been living, I know you're kind of part of the Williamsburg scene out there. How long have you been out in Brooklyn?
15 years.
Do you feel like you're actually more part of the New York school at this point?
I probably feel more attached to New York than I do to England, and I don't feel attached to London at all. I never lived in London. You know, I don't know. I mean, I spent a lot of time in Asia, as I think you know.
Yes.
And, recently I've been working in China, and I think there's as much comes from there in it's a mixture of all those things, I think. I don't know.
How about, say, a painter like Milton Resnick? You know, he's a real good member of the New York school.
Yeah, I know his work. I like his work. He's not somebody I think about often, but people bring him up to me sometimes in conversation. I saw something he had in the Museum of Modern Art a while ago. He's a good painter, I think.
You know, the other thing I wanted to talk about is that I actually kind of got to know you through, you were talking about your time in Asia, but you did some, I guess what you would call installation pieces. There was it's like a Mama San bar, right, at one of the scope shows.
Yeah.
And you're also a big fan of Asian motorcycles. We saw your Kawasaki, but I know that you collect Japanese iron, right? And being English, I'm surprised that you didn't go in for like the Triumphs, Royal Enfields, BSAs, or maybe even some Milwaukee iron.
Yeah, well, Milwaukee iron was not. I was living in Britain at the time, so it wouldn't have been my thing then. Triumphs, yeah, sure, they're nice, but they used to be terribly unreliable. The day I finished this one, I went to the Museum of Modern Art to look at Van Gogh's Starry Night. I think you can probably see the connection.
But you're saying also Monet
Monet
does have the kind of the feeling of
some feeling of that.
Yeah, the foliage and
A lot of people have mentioned that.
This is also one of the few paintings that has this sort of goes into the cool side, the greens and the dark blues. A lot of the other stuff is warmer and
That's right.
goes towards the reds and the browns.
That's right.
So what is your attraction with the Japanese machines?
Back in the days, they were the fastest, the most attractive looking thing to have, you know.
So did you spend time in Southeast Asia? I mean, were you down there during Vietnam War and all that stuff?
Um,
Can we go downstairs too?
Let's go downstairs.
You've got a lot of work in this show, Rodney.
Thanks. I wasn't there during the war, but I've been there a lot since the war. I'm a little bit too young for the war, really, believe it or not. But I've worked in Vietnam for 10 years, and a lot of other Southeast Asian countries.
Wow, this is a very impressive grouping of work, yeah.
This is the most recent one. This was done, whenever this went in the wall 2 weeks ago, the painting was completely wet.
And generally, these are what, about 8 feet tall? Is that what kind of a standard size?
These are 8 feet by 5 feet. And then
8 by 5.
the bigger ones are double panels.
8 by 10s.
I can show you some of this here. So this painting, this red one, is from 2011. Most of the other ones in this room are from 2012. I think you can see the difference. The newer ones are more light, I think. And the difference came from a residency I did in China in July of last year in the mountains. Very much remote place in the countryside.
You've got to be spending a lot of money on paint, am I right?
You're unfortunately right. The thicker ones probably cost me $1,000 each. You know,
$1,000, and that's probably using a lot of earth tones to build them up, and then doing that before you get into the cadmiums and some of the more expensive colors.
You know, can you imagine what it would cost if I used Old Holland or something like that?
I don't want. I mean, I've done a lot of thick painting myself, so I know that you can go through the cash pretty fast.
Yeah. So yeah, they cost a lot to make.
If you were to look back and sort of think about the artists or maybe the legacy that you would like to carry on, do you have a particular line or something that really attracts you and makes you feel like you want to carry on that legacy?
No. If I was asked for a favorite painter, well, I don't really have one, but the name that seems to always come into my mind would be Vincent's paintings. I'm not trying to carry on anything that he did, but
sure.
He just keeps on coming up for me, you know. But I'm interested in all kinds of painters, but you know.
I mean, I almost also get a feeling of late Monet and some of those people.
Yeah, sure.
Because these do have a very, I mean, aside from the tactile, rich surfaces, they do have an atmospheric quality that's pretty nice.
Yeah, I think there's Monet. There's all kinds of people that could be mentioned. You know, people have mentioned them. I think about them. You know.
But you have a desire to sort of be the painterly painter. You know, this is not like a Rothko where you're sort of almost exhaling the thin layers of paint. This is real body paint, and that's obviously important for you.
Well, it's the way they're coming out at the moment. Actually, to be honest with you, if I had an ambition, it might be to use less paint in the future.
Yeah, the old bank account will step in there.
For obvious reasons, you know. But at the moment, this is the way that it seems to be comfortable for me to paint, or a way that I'm trying to paint anyway. So, I don't know. Normally I've painted with thin before too. But, because I work at them a lot, and I work at them very quickly, I think with thick paint I can change it better, you know, and the paint stays where I put it. So I think that's my main reason for using thick paint.
Oh, you can't smell that, huh?
I can, if I get up close.
I think Arshel Gorky said it smelled like fresh melons, but
Fresh melons.
so that's what he said. Tell me about the bottoms here.
The bottoms?
Yeah, this is kind of where the color and everything sort of tails out.
Yeah, so you get a bit of a sense of the history of the painting there, because colours like this, which are probably beneath all of it, are still visible in
Catches the
spots.
drips and everything too.
Yeah. And then some people ask about these bits around the edge. There's not so much in this, there's more in some other ones.
Right.
It's only where I scrape the brush off to get the paint off the brush, and I don't really think about it aesthetically. It's just a practical thing, but there it is, you know.
Do you use mostly paintbrushes, or do you get in there with knives as well? And
Mostly just one brush. I just
one brush.
I just got one brush, and I use it until it wears out. I usually whenever it wears out, it isn't that the hairs wear out, because they probably last me forever because there's not a lot of friction.
Tell us all about the brush.
What happens with the brush is
3-inch brush.
it's a brush like this, but this length is about 1 inch wide. What goes is the bit where the wood goes into the metal bit becomes
the
really
gnarls.
loose and it falls
Yeah.
out. Because I stab them and stuff, so it gives that part of it a hard time. The brush part of it probably lasts me forever. So I have one brush, that's it. Just use it until it's done, then get another one. And a whole lot of paint.
Yeah, you're spending all your money on the paint. Who can afford brushes?
Yeah, it all goes in. Sometimes my hands, but not too often. But
And is this cotton duck that you're working on? Are you working on linen, or are these?
It's board.
Oh, you're working on board.
It's just they become too heavy for canvas or anything, you know. I used to work
Right.
on that, and it just don't go
Unless you wanted to stretch the linen over the board, then that even gets even heavier. Yeah.
thing. But what's the problem with these, you know? Because whenever I'm working at them, I gotta move them on my own, and I move them a lot, and they get to a point where I can't really do it very easily, you know. So the way it's an issue, I don't really care about it. I just do what I gotta do. But if they weren't so heavy, it'd be fine with me.
Well, one final question: where do you think the painting culture in New York is headed these days, or even the painting culture in Williamsburg? Any insights?
Yeah, they probably all begin to paint like this, I guess.
You'll be at the center of the wheel, and everything will radiate from you. Okay,
I have no clue.
that's a good answer. All right, well, Rodney Dickson, the show doesn't have a title, just
paintings.
recent paintings.
And thank you.
And what's the name of the gallery again?
GASSER Grunert Gallery,
GASSER Grunert.
524 West 19th Street. Come and see it.
How much longer is it up?
Finishes on July 13th.
Okay, folks, stop in. And thank you, Kate. Thanks, Blue Haze over New York. Bossa Nova.